Hey people, it's a new Seth video, would have thought that. Bloons TD6 review. Bloons or balloons? Bloons? Okay. Losing it trademark edition by the channel ssethtzeentach. Yeah, this is the first time a new Seth video was uploaded for me, at least since I started to react to it. It's like, oh yeah, it's a new Seth video, of course it's trending. I relinquish any and all hold on my sanity. I embrace the freedom of oblivion. Okay, the game is from 2018, so kind of newer game. Okay, I don't know if it's, I highly doubt it's a children's game. Seth would not do that, right? If Seth is reviewing this, there is something about this game. There is an X factor to it, let's just say. So yeah. Remember, if you like my reaction, don't forget to subscribe. Check out the Rick Sunday, there's a link in the season. Check out the cards, check out the end cards, and yeah, let's watch it. There's a playlist I've created for all the Seth reactions, check that out. Yeah, let's watch this one.
I live in the middle of nowhere, on unpronounceable street on the first floor. There's only one floor. My name is ssethtzeentach. I'm 27 years old. I believe in taking care of myself.
My cellular casein. I hate casein. It fucking makes you feel bloated. I don't take that. Fuck it, I don't need it. At earlier times when I started working out I used to, but nah, I don't anymore.
In a balanced diet and a rigorous exercise.
Workout schedule Monday, chase women at night, for 2 hours, right? That's your rap set. At least Thursday there's a break day, but even then, I didn't play inside, learn running routes. He just made this just for one joke. This is so good.
Routine. In the morning, if my hands aren't shaking, I'll take 360 milligrams of extended.
It's hitting close to home. I didn't take amphetamine like 11s, whatever he said here, right? For ADHD, whatever. But I'm on a strong pre-workout, let's just say 275 milligrams of caffeine and a tramadol.
Release amphetamine while doing my daily jelq session. I can do 1,000 now. After I start to feel
what session?
Doing my daily jelq session.
What the hell is that?
I can do 1,000 now. After I start to feel heart palpitations, I go to the vitamin closet. For multivitamins, I take 2 gummy dinosaurs, then a gummy fruit pastel, and a single magic bean. Then I chug down 2-gram paracetamol to slow the approaching migraine while I...
You can't take 2 grams of paracetamol. What the fuck? Paracetaminophene, wherever you're from. Alright. Yeah, this is not because of heart palpitation. I don't know, maybe I misheard what he said. This is just jitters. I get that because of strong amount of caffeine, like near 300 milligrams. That's just way too strong. I do that for pre-workout. I was going to work out, but then I saw like, holy shit, Seth upload a new video. So fuck it, let's do this one first. But yeah, heart palpitation when you hear the thumping, right, just by sitting here. That's just fucked up. If you have that, that's an issue, like major issue. But this is just because of massive amount of caffeine. And I tore my rotator cuff a month or 2 ago, and it takes a while to recover, especially if you don't stop working out, right? And I don't want to stop working out. So I take tramadol sometimes. Yeah, they kind of even things out, but cause the jittering to go crazy. But yeah. That's why sometimes I react to videos and I can't even think of a simple English words, right? Like some of the people would notice like, okay, what's the word? What's the word? What was I thinking? I'll just pause and just, and then I realize, okay, this is a very simple word. I couldn't know why I can remember that because of tramadol. But this is hitting really close to home, man.
Prepare the rest of my routine. I always use a painkiller with little or no risk of stomach ulceration because stomach ulcers are incredibly painful and make you die. Then 2 tabs of zinc.
Okay, you can't get stomach ulcer from painkiller unless you really abuse it, right? Nobody takes more than 600 milligrams of paracetamol. 1,000 is a bit too much. 2,000, that's not recommended. You'd have real damage, right? You have blood in your stools and whatever. You don't take 2 grams. That's why you would have ulcers. Look at the lecithin, zinc. My kind of cupboard looks similar to this. I don't know what other ones are, but vitamins, omega-3s.
Then omega-3, followed by a final megadose.
What is it? Vitamin D3, 10. Oh, what a bitch. I have 60,000 one.
Vitamin D3. There's an idea of a ssethtzeentach.
What is this? Oh, branch and amino acid.
Of abstraction, but there is no real me, only an entity, something illusory. And though I can hide my cold gaze, and you can shake my hand and feel flesh gripping yours, and maybe you can even sense our lifestyles are probably comparable, I simply am not
He just ate
there. Hey people, Seth here. Hello, my little
Alright, you don't need branched chain amino acid, right? If you have any decent, like optimum nutrition or whatever, one scoop has 7 grams or something branched amino acid. I take 1.5 scoop every single time after workouts. That's like 10 grams already. BCA is useless at that point.
Dart monkeys. It's been a while. Apologies. I had to take
what?
Seth here. Hello, my little dart monkeys. It's
AFP news agents last time said, okay, this is a joke, alright.
been a while. Apologies. I had to take a short break from the hustle because if you only made 2 videos in 6 months, something's not right. And while ADHD medication is very useful to satisfy expectations,
He just uploaded a video 2 months ago, right? What was that? High Fleet, something like that, which was a great game.
and fit into the psychopathic mold of society, after 7 years of regular consumption, it's good to take a break. Since withdrawal kicked in, the only thing I have energy for is getting out of bed, feeding the colony, and playing Bloons. Bloons Tower
What?
Defense 6, written and pronounced as if you were dyslexic, is a homeland defense simulator where you and your men are the only thing that stands
Homeland
between
defense.
life and the complete and utter annihilation of monkey civilization. The stakes are high, but the premise might sound absurd. Rubber balloons? Really? How could that possibly?
I don't think Seth timing, right? I mean, knowing Seth, his timing, this is not coincidental, I think. Home defense, okay. Damn, alright. I mean, knowing Seth, I highly doubt this was a mistake, right?
Be a threat to monkey civilization? I'll tell you, because it's a choking hazard. The respiratory tract of a rhesus macaque is very slim, and if a child inhales enough rubber, they're going to die of asphyxiation. I've never tested this, but I'm just assuming. For any
That's how it goes.
civilization, several generations of high infant mortality, and we're on the brink of extinction. And so, the most primitive form of monkey weaponry emerged, the original, decisive answer to the rubber question. Darts. Dart monkeys could finally pop balloons from a safe distance. However, they couldn't account for what happened next. You see, for every balloon you deflate, you get 2 more. That's because they reproduce faster than we
I
can.
mean, is this that Flash game? It can't be the Flash game, right? I mean, I saw the Martin's Flash game video yesterday, and he was talking about a game where you basically do something like this, have defense or monkeys blow up the balloon. This is same game as that? Tower defense. It must be the same game, right? This is Tower Defense 6. So it's not a Flash game probably, but it's still the same game.
Kill. But now, we've introduced natural selection to the balloon population. Tougher, more resistant fibers, translucent material, higher reproductive capacities, and even limited regeneration of lost tissue start being selected for in the balloon population, thus beginning the eternal arms race between
Okay.
technology and an all-consuming, rapidly evolving bioweapon. You might think this game is a joke, but this review is a joke. It isn't. It's very much a Crisis just got released on PC in 2007 situation, where all the critique and anger is coming from people who, 1, don't own it, or 2, can't run it, because they don't have the RTX 3080 necessary to even
What?
boot up the game on low settings. Like any good game, we begin by starting Cheat Engine, loading the following cheat table, hooking up the executable, and from there, enable.
Yeah, I got introduced to Cheat Engine when I played Borderlands 2. Let's be honest, Borderlands 2 is made for people who can grind, right? You want some great, legendary weapons? Who gives a shit if game's over? Play it again and just grind. I don't do that, right? So at the midway I realized like, okay, I'm not getting a good legendary anytime soon and I'm not gonna grind for shit. So I just found a cheat engine, code, right? So booted up cheat engine and made every loot legendary and found really ridiculous weapons.
Editable values, get player. Double click the action value and change it to get player info. It should update with your current values, which you edit by double clicking. Apply them by changing the action value to set player info. If you don't see anything, tab into a different menu and switch back. This will, very likely, get you banned. However, using every other cheat will not. You can exploit this by earning monkey money, turning on infinite monkey money, and buying anything equal to or below your total sum of monkey money without spending a single dime. Dear
Okay.
Ninja Kiwi, I'm sorry for telling everyone how to bypass your shitty in-game cash shop. I don't do it out of pleasure. I do it out of moral obligation to inconvenience anyone and anything that comes out of New Zealand. To play the game, pick a map, pick a difficulty, and try to finish it. For reference, anything under hard difficulty is meant for children. Are you a child? I hope not. How did you end up here? Did your mother leave you alone with a tablet, assuming that the cold hard expanse
What
of the
angel?
internet is somehow an appropriate surrogate to parental attention? In which case, I'm incredibly sorry. I'm sure your parents will take full personal accountability for your impending developmental issues. But I digress. As my good friend Mandalore Gaming often says, can we stop discussing children?
That's Mandalore Gaming.
Hard is the starting baseline difficulty. Think of it as a rite of passage before the game considers you competent enough to stand a chance of winning the actual game. The actual game is Chimps Mode, an acronym which stands for no continues, no hearts lost, no income, no monkey knowledge, no powers, and no selling. Effectively, pay to win is no longer an option, and a single mistake will undo your entire run. It is the truest test of monkey fortitude. Basically, you're training yourself up to handle the worst this game can throw at you without any help. There's many monkeys and many balloons. Different balloons require different monkeys to sufficiently deflate and destroy them. While the most basic and primordial balloon, the red balloon, can be popped by any monkey, the situation quickly becomes more complicated, as most balloons come in layers, including, but not limited to, camo, lead, ceramic, LGBT, each with their own properties, strengths, and weaknesses. They also come in sizes, regular and blimp, also known as Moabs, BFBs, Zongs, and Bads. These initially serve as boss encounters, which, following the Dark Souls
Oh my god, I'm not gonna lie. Seriously, I wouldn't have thought of that. Like balloons, okay, how big can you get? Oh, holy shit. Big ass blimps are also balloons, so let's just add them as bosses. This is ridiculous. Look at that. This would be really fun.
Zaki school of thought eventually become regular enemies. In general, these are gigantic, gestating balloon females, which, upon popping, release their entire brood on the battlefield. I would say these are generally slow, until round 90, when you encounter your first DDT. After 20 minutes of play, which you're going to lose in 2 seconds. There is a common anecdote on the Bloons TD6 Reddit. Never ask a woman her age, a man his salary, and Ninja Kiwi how they recorded their Moab popping sound. Let's talk about monkeys. In total, there's 22 different monkeys across
it's
4.
been long enough time that you can use that sound and not be insensitive, right? I mean, Hinterberg has been for a long time. It's been like a near century. So now you can use the sound of that. I mean, that's what they thought of, right? Like, holy shit, let's use balloons, but how should we have it? Let's add Hinterberg to the mix, why not?
4 different trees: primary, military, magic, and support. Each has their own purpose and place on the battlefield. Dart Monkey is your OG shooter. Boomerang Monkey has curved shots and can switch hands. Bomb Shooter counters lead. Tack Shooter counters everything else. Ice Monkey. Glue Gunner. Nobody knows what they do because nobody picks them. Sniper Monkey has infinite range. Monkey Sub bottoms for the Monkey Dom. Monkey Buccaneer upgrades to the entire East India Trade Company. Monkey Ace has nuclear capabilities. Heli Pilot can solo the game. Mortar Monkey is incredibly accurate. Dartling Gunner comes with his own panic button. Ninja Monkey counters stealth. Wizard Monkey counters your ability to see. Super Monkey will be discussed at a later time. Alchemist turns lead into gold. Druid turns crops into gold.
I don't want to pause it too much, but now I realize why was it talking about amphetamines on all the drugs, because that's what the developers were on when they created this shit. This is really good, I'm not gonna lie. Whenever something goes way too amped up, like a ton all the way to 11, I don't know why, I just like it. Doesn't matter what the concept is, right? They just like, fuck it, add wizards and God knows what, ninjas and nuclear missiles and God knows what.
Banana Farm turns bananas into centralized banking. Monkey Village supports the home front. Spike Factory keeps out the homeless. And Engineer Monkey is somehow less popular than the Ice Monkey. In reality, you don't have to know all that. All you need to know is the current meta pick, so you can turn your brain off for half an hour and still scavenge some dopamine for your zoomy receptors. Each monkey comes with 3 different upgrade trees, which are mutually exclusive to each other. You can pursue one tree up to 5 and benefit from 2 levels of another. When we talk strategy, we use the free number nomenclature, which denotes the number of upgrades in each tree in descending order. For example, this is what it looks like when I smack down a 103 Dart Monkey, a 200 Village, and a 301 Alchemist. This is handy to know when somebody starts screaming at you that a 401 Alchemist is not the same as a 402, that you're wasting precious animation frames on something that doesn't benefit you.
See, that's the new thing about Seth that I realized after what Seth reaction I did. Whenever he makes a joke, probably not going to be a joke. It's going to be a reality, right? Because look at this shit. What's wrong with going Arc 402? Firstly, 401 Arc is not the same fucking thing. Somebody should comment now. Okay, that's yeah. Your life just ended there. That's it. Give up. This is the biggest concern here.
You have effectively gimped yourself out of an expensive investment, and instead of playing Bloons, you should instead
monkey.
consider the rope. The Bloons community is nothing if not passionate. On top of that, you have heroes. There's many to choose from, so choose wisely, because you only get to bring one of them. These include Quincy, who never whiffs, not a single arrow; Sada, my beloved; Adora, who is adorable, and also powered by blood sacrifice, in the same way as a 33rd degree Mason; Benjamin, who
Everything's
stacks
adorable.
the Benjamins and contributes nothing else. Picking him in a multiplayer game is considered a form of griefing at best, and at worst, a hate crime. And of course, Funny Tank Monkey, and many more. So, let's talk about strategy. You're gonna open with Quincy into a 301 Ninja, followed by a 200 Alchemist. Upgrade Alchemist to 301, Ninja to 402. Smack down a 200 Monkey Village. Then place your 320 Heli Pilot, Alchemist to 401, Heli to 420, Village to 30. And finally, finish your 520 Heli Pilot. There, that's your current meta pick. Clears everything from hard to chimps with minimal thinking. But who cares? Secondly, it's not enough to win advanced and expert level maps, and it's certainly not enough to beat boss events. There's 2 bosses, and they rotate every week: Bloonarius, the Inflator, and the Lich. I say this unironically. I've seen a lot of erotic illustrations of Bloonarius, porn if you will, and it makes me act up. Boss events are interesting. On the one hand, yes, you can pay to win. On the other hand, it's
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. So much things are going on the screen that it's hurting my head right now. Seeing all this shit. Okay, first of all, why is Seth reviewing this game out of all? There's so many great games that Seth could react to. That's the best thing about Seth. Even this I like, right? Like, there's so many great games that Seth can react to and people love the shit. But Seth just don't give a shit. Seth like, oh, look at that Bloons Tower Defense 6. Let's just do that one. Right? Because he just saw that somewhere, I guess. He just picked his interest and that's what he's doing. He doesn't care who wants what.
It's not going to save you, because for reference, the last round of Chimps, round 100, features a single BAD. This has 28,000 HP. Tier 5 Bloonarius spawns round 120 with 3 million, and if it's Elite Bloonarius, 40 million. So how do we overcome numbers
Oh
that
my
big?
God.
Simple. We finance the war with money we don't have. We need free bits of monkey knowledge from a support tree, bigger deals, backroom deals, bank deposits. Naturally, we take Benjamin for increased stacking of Benjamins. Then you convert your first monkey farm into a 240, giving us access to IMF loans. IMF standing for the International Monkey Fund. Take the loan, deposit twice,
Alright.
wait a single round, collect interest, cash out, and repeat. Use borrowed money to make more money, to make more banks, to take more loans, to borrow more money. Then upgrade your bank to 250, or Monkeynomics, with the descriptor for when you're too big to fail, thus creating the Federal Reserve. And now we print money directly out of thin air. Inflation? Don't worry about it. Take more loans, print more money, get a 500 nuclear sub so we can borrow, print, and spend even faster. But what exactly are we spending towards? We're spending towards a
Yeah, I'm pretty sure lots of people who play this game is not gonna do all that shit. They're just gonna play this game for the fuck of it. Whatever, this is just incredible. Seth goes in really deep with every game. I don't even know how much time does Seth spend just making a review. I'm pretty sure he just go non-stop for 2 months, right? But sometimes he show that I spend, 900 hours into this game. I think it's 9,000. He just shows us 900. Because he just go into way too deep. He finds some tweaks here and there that I don't think you can find it on Reddit or anybody else found. Right? I've seen that in some of the reviews. This is one of the reasons. Obviously, his jokes are on point, right? His jokes and his way of creating reviews are great. But some things that he finds is just fucking ridiculous.
a very expensive sacrifice, because ultimately there's only one way to win war. Blood. A lot of blood. Money is merely the vehicle to convince you. We just need you to die. And so, fittingly, the strongest tower in the game requires a mountain of sacrifice, consuming every... Fittingly, the strongest tower in the game requires...
Temple sacrifice. The temple demands sacrifice. All nearby towers will be destroyed, enhancing the temple's incredible power in different ways. You have been warned. Okay.
Requires a mountain of sacrifice, consuming everything and everyone around it. twice because there's 2 upgrades. The true Sun God is the second strongest tower in the game. If you're currently seeing this, it means I fucked up and I have to reset. The vengeful, true Sun God is the strongest tower in the game. Also, the leading cause of aneurysms each time I miss a single step in this 35-page wiki article. But he is worth the effort. He can solo the entire boss on normal. On elite difficulty, however, you have to fill every square pixel of your screen with monkeys, sacrifice them all, only to receive a low-degree paragon and quit the game very calmly. Confused? Then I invite you to read the 39-page wiki article, consult this simple mathematical formula for power calculation, and come back just as confused. Paragons are tier 6 monkeys. However, their strength is determined by their degree, which is a measure of equality and quantity of sacrifices given. There's 4 in total. Under optimal conditions, to create all 4, we have to put about 200 monkeys into body bags, but the sacrifice is well justified. It's pretty much the only way you can possibly clear.
Alright, you know what the fucked up thing about this is? This game appeals to kids. I mean, look at that. I don't know if it's kids game or not, right? Like it's rated what? But this appeals to kids as soon as somebody sees this whole theme, right? Oh, look at that, this is kids game. They talk about monkey sacrifices to create a god that is way too powerful. Like, what the fuck? Then again, to be honest, kids are not gonna go all the way to that level, right? Kids are not gonna, you know, process all that. Kids will probably just play somewhat, will like it and close it. Some, you know, I guess determined smart kid will probably reach to this level and just like, okay, sacrifice. Maybe this is the way of the world. So yeah, obviously parents like, oh, look at that cute monkey game. He's gonna have fun. They have no idea. They're gonna have sacrifices in here.
Here, a boss run on elite difficulty. There's many more modes in this game. Odysseys, which are monkey campaigns. Races, which are gonna get me banned someday. Custom challenges, which have to be played yourself after making them to ensure that it's actually possible to beat. Instead, I use Cheat Engine to make maps that are physically impossible to finish and post them online for unsuspecting victims. And of course, multiplayer.
Wait, my monkey Wall Street.
Which looks a little like this.
Where's the blade coming from? What's doing that?
Multiplayer is the shit. Arguably, it's harder than single player because you all share the same income. This leads to the inevitable situation where everybody picks Benjamin, buys a turn 12 banana farm, and we lose the game. It's a lot of fun. It's incredibly fun, interactive, and dynamic when one of your friends pops down a sun temple right next to your farms, consuming all of your income.
Watch this.
Oh! Why'd everything go
fuck?
by?
What? Did I clear the whole map? What the fuck?
In the industry, this is known as a skill issue. To answer a question I've been hearing, what is Bloons Tower Defense 6? It is when you can physically no longer see what you're doing. When the screen is filled with so much shit that all you're left with is an assault of flashing lights and popping. That's what Bloons TD6 is all about. It's amazing. Also, how much you can handle on screen, great benchmark for your hardware. Because you'll get somebody talking shit about how great their processor is, just because Rakesh at the Dell store told them so. And suddenly, they drop from the game, being real quiet ever since. I do, however, have some critique. I've heard so many pops that I've developed tinnitus. I've listened to the soundtrack for so long that if I hear it alone, in isolation, my brain fills in the gaps and creates audible popping. But I think that's a fair price to pay. Also, New Zealand company jacks up the in-game price of the Australian flag. Very based. Unfortunately, this game does run like ass sometimes. It doesn't like being left in the background, and it doesn't close properly for me. So I made a little batch file to kill the process. I recommend you do the same. It does save progress on maps, so usually...
Wait a minute, what? Why does it...
doesn't like being left in the background, and it doesn't close properly for me.
Why doesn't it... I mean, once you close the game, it shouldn't run in the background. What the fuck?
So I made a little
task kill, okay. Just go to task manager, man.
Batch file to kill the process. I recommend you do the same. It does save progress on maps, so usually you don't lose anything. I think anybody can enjoy Bloons TD6. I saw one of the top reviews with some guy saying it helped him get over his divorce. If it could help him, maybe it can help you. Before you cast it off as a joke and an unserious suggestion, consider the possibility that you live in a tyrannical society where at any time you can be muzzled, beaten, and put into captivity until you die. Considering these things, clowns. Maybe it's not a joke. Maybe you're the clown, and the punchline is your entire existence. In summary, Bloons TD6, 10 out of 10. Very recommended, very fun. The price is very affordable. If you can't, I recommend gaslighting family members into giving you money, blackmailing relatives, or petty crime. Remember, always under 1,000. That's the threshold for felonies. Gotta keep that record squeaky clean. Or, as I've heard it said, get that fong out yo boosie, playa. As always, more content to come, so stay tuned. This is the end of good videos. Here on out, there are no good videos. I'm tired of living in fear of some commenter coming at me saying, Seth, you actually made a factual error. Correct. I did. And I'll do it again. Without the muzzle of quality control, I can flow more freely, like a sewage drain. As always, a warm thanks to the many members of a merchants.
These are the Merchants Guild. Alright. The games, I don't know. I don't play games like this, but I can see how this could be a chill. I don't know, it's confusing. I want to see this game and think, like, I can see how this game can be one of those games, right? Where you don't have to think too much. Right, you can just play it as play something in the side window or something while you're doing something else, work or something. Game that you can just chill basically. But then again, all the shit that happens on the screen is occupied by everything. It's not really a chill game, is it? It's just like, what the fuck? You're on drugs, this would not work. You just had some weed, this is not gonna work. This will just stress you out. Maybe if you're on crack, this would work. Like, okay, your keyboard will burn up as you press key buttons. But yeah. Bloons TD6 review. This is a bit weird, but then again, Seth has many weird reviews, but not the recent one. So yeah, I thought it would be more like his, like Dwarf Fortress type of game, but it was Bloons. I guess this is a filler type of video because he just uploaded a proper one or 2 months ago. That photo sensitivity, what that was, right? Air defense thing, whatever. The game had a great music and sound effects, if I remember correctly. High flit or something like that. So yeah, I guess in just 2-3 months, in May or June, we will see a proper game review. But yeah, this was Bloons Tower Defense 6. I'm pretty sure this was a Flash game, right? In the Martin's video, I'm pretty sure I saw this one where monkeys just, do the defense and just throw shit. Yeah. Alright people, if you like my reaction, don't forget to like, subscribe, check out the reaction, there's a link in the description, check out the cards, you can link cards in. Yeah, I'll see you next time.